Hi and welcome to my video series on Microsoft Visual Studio. So far we have spent a fair bit of time on looking at how to retrieve data from a SQL Server database. In particular, we looked at creating straight tables from our tables within the database, and we've also looked at ways of being able to represent a one-to-many relationship in our tables and also within our page. Today what we're going to do is spend a bit of time on how to actually start to format ASP.NET pages, and in particular we're going to look at, first of all, how to create a master page so that you've got a single look and feel for all of your pages throughout your ASP.NET web solution. Then we're going to look at the second video after this one. We're going to look at how to actually use navigation within that master page so that we can actually look as though we've got a single coherent ASP.NET site, even though each of the pages within our solution has been developed individually. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing that I want to do when I'm creating a master page is I need to actually create a master page. And the way that we do that is that we go to our project over here and we right click and we actually add a new item. When we do this, we see that we've got a number of different things that we can add to our particular project, and the one that we're concerned with today is the master page. Why have a master page? Well, basically a master page allows us, as I said before, to have a single look and feel. But in a project, an ASP.project, we may have as many as 30 or 40 different pages that people can access on the web. And when you start considering you've got reports and all of the forms and all sorts of lookups and so forth, and maintenance screens where people can maintain data through maintenance screens, you can actually you can start to see that you can potentially have quite a number of different screens. When you start to consider that for each of those screens you actually have to have a consistent look and feel, straight away you multiply the amount of work that you have in terms of making your screens look consistent. It multiplies quite quickly. So the purpose of the master page is really to do the look and feel once, and then just simply by a tick of a button, basically, or a tick of a tick box, basically apply the master page look and feel to all of those different web pages that you might develop. Okay, so what we do first of all is we just simply click the master page, and you see here that we get this page here, and essentially this is a design view, so this is much more of a HTML look and feel rather than ASP.NET IDE. And we see here that we have this content placeholder here. Now, content placeholder, when you create a master page, basically means that this becomes the content by which all of the other pages can be embedded within this kind of master page. Well, first of all, I'm going to delete this, and it says here, if you remove this, basically any of the pages that I've got custom content for will be deleted. Because I haven't developed anything, yes, that's fine, and I'll just say yes. Okay, we can always add that custom content later. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I want to create a look and feel for my page, and it's not in the scope, I suppose, of Year 12 studies is creating custom style sheets or CSS sheets. We can go into that, but we won't for the purpose of Year 12. We want to try and keep our sheets looking relatively simple. We do get marked for it, but we're certainly not going to be spending a lot of time on styling sheets. So the first thing I'm going to do is I just want to get a basic structure of my page. So the first thing that I'm going to do is insert a table. And what I'm going to do is typically a web page is usually 2 columns or 3 columns wide, depending on what kind of content you want to put in there. Usually in one column you have a navigation structure, and then you have in a second column the content structure. Sometimes people have the navigation, the content, and then also another navigation or another picture bar down the other side. That's completely up to you. Again, that's how it's up to each individual design perspective. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to keep it relatively simple, and I'm just going to have 2 columns. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one header, one body of information, and then also one footer. So let's keep it relatively simple, and I'm just going to go OK. Normally, if I'm going to have a header, I'm simply going to merge these cells. So I'll modify them and merge them. So I'll merge the top and the bottom like so. And what I might do is I just simply can bring that placeholder over here. I'll drag this down a bit so that we've got a typical looking page like so. Okay. Because this is, say, a Padua results page, I'm going to make this brown, so you can see that any table that we create or any object that we have on our design interface, we can actually change the property for. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the property for this particular row here, and I'm going to make it the Padua brown. And I'll do the same for my footer, like so. Okay. And what I might do is make a yellow over here, the old Padua gold. And what I might do is I might just stretch this row just down a little bit so that I can put a heading in there, and I will put in a label. So I'll just go to my toolbox over here and grab a label, throw my label in, go over here, let's type in Padua academic results. And then what I might do is I've got the ability to style that, so I can go to my font here now, just open that up. I might make the size of that extra large, and I can probably make the color the 4 color, the back color there, just looking for that 4 color. We might make that yellow for consistency there, like so. Okay, so essentially now I have created a custom style sheet. Pretty simple one. I mean, again, you can make that as complex as as you want. I'm just going to keep mine relatively simple. So what I've got here is a header, a footer, a place where I can put my menu structure, and a place where I can put my content. Well, the first thing I'm going to do, or the second thing I'm going to do now, is I'm going to put my content here, and basically this is the content for all of my other pages. Cool. So I have essentially now created all of the style sheet, if you like, or basically the master page for all of my other sheets that I create in my ASP.NET solution. So that's cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quickly show you, I'm going to delete this default page for the time being just to show you, and it says will be deleted. That's fine, that's all cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my ASP.NET solution, I right click, and I'm going to add a new item here, and I'm just simply going to add a new web form, and the option that it gives me down the bottom here is to select my master page. Okay, so I'm going to select this master page here, add, and it asks me which master page I want to connect to it or want to attach to this site. I'm going to use the master page like so and go OK. So by default, when I add a web form, it will automatically always add the first web form as the default ASPX, because that's what any web browser will pick up as the first page when you load that to your web server. Once I play this, let's have a little bit of a look at it. We'll go to the debug. we have this relatively nice looking form. I'm just going to go back and add some content into my default page. So we'll just go here, like so, and I'll just add some content, like so. I'll go back into my debug mode. Excuse me. And we can see here now that we have a page which is using the master page as our layout, and then we're allowed to, as we put the content in the content placeholder, you can see that it's entering in the page. Okay, the third thing that I want to show you quickly is if I wanted to add another form. The way that we do that is simply like we did before. We go to our website, we add a new item, and we add a new web form. And again, we want to select this master page, and we go add, and OK. And we see here now that we've got default number 2. And again, I can name this anything I wanted to. I could call it student results or teachers, school teachers, or whatever I wanted to do, depending on what content I wanted to display in that particular page. So this time I'm going to type in, this is page number 2. Okay, and I will now debug that page, and you'll see here now that basically we can have multiple pages using the same master page style sheet, if you like, and it's displaying the content that we've placed in the content. Okay, next video we're going to look at how to use a menu control to link all of our different ASP pages together. So that concludes this video.